everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Fading Footsteps. I'm terrified. Also, especially because Holly was just flexing on us like, oh, it's episode 13, the unlucky episode, which is just great. But before we actually go around and say hello to everyone, please check out the opening links, which my bot is currently spamming at you, which includes all of the places you can find us and support us, interact with our community, and all of those wonderful things. Also, find information about our sponsors, Mage Hand Press and Bird in the Storm Publishing, whom we're very grateful to because they make this all possible. And also a whole bunch of links where you can get 10 to 15% discount at certain websites. And in particular, Arasa@arasavad.com told me that they have recently restocked their website, so there's very low delivery times at the moment if you want to make the most of that 15%. Also, there is a Twitter link there, and if you retweet the tweet, then we can tweet on Twitter, and our Twitter is nearly at 5,000 tweet-ecutives. So thank you very much, everyone, for the support. We're very close to 5,000. It's getting pretty exciting. Let's go around and say hello to everyone. Let's go to the woman with all of the advantages, Holly.
Oh, hi. I'm Sage Ophelia. You can find me on Twitter under the same name. I'm here every Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I will be super nice today. Totally not planning anything terrible for anyone involved. It's just going to be a fun little session with no emotions evoked, no giant bad guys coming at you, no strange disappearances. It's going to be a good time. I'm going to go ahead and scoot it on down below me to Brynard 2. Oh, hi.
Oh, hello. I'm Brynard 2, aka Bryn. And I'm a old school gaming geek, but this is my first time with Roll20, so you guys are just going to have to bear with me. I don't know what I'm doing. It'll be great, though.
Who's your character today?
My character is Nickel Sniff, which is she's a kobold, female kobold. So I'm excited to throw a couple monkey wrenches and some plans.
Kobolds are amazing at doing that. All right, bouncing down one more to Leanna Glasser. Oh, hi.
Hello. So I'm Linnea Glasser, also at Linnea Glasser on Twitter. And my character today is Ira, who is a turtle. She used to be a priestess of Arathis, the god of civilization, but seems like civilization's not doing too great. So she kind of sneakily changed to mask, but didn't do a great job telling people. So she still uses, her connections and stuff, and is a little bit of a sneak.
just a little bit.
Yeah.
We're going to slide diagonally over to Sarah Somatic. Oh, hi.
Oh, hi, that's me. Hey, everyone, it's Sarah, and you can find me on Twitter at Sarah Somatic. I am the DM and producer of the Dungeons & Dragons podcast, known as Sacrosanct RP. You can find that on Twitter as well. I am going to be playing our resident Quinn, who is the, I guess, mysterious Aasimar cleric, also known as the one who panics and fights and doesn't know how to heal, but also that's just because they're really stressed about healing a particular wizard who keeps getting unhealed.
Not at all related to that particular wizard, we're going to go ahead and land on our final cast member, Scratticus. Oh, hi.
Quick shout out to Raven Co-op, who can't be with us today. It's the 4th of July, so we understand, but they will be back next week. But I don't think they'll be with us for the finale, so it's going to get really interesting with their character. But go and check them out. They also do Co-op the podcast, and then there is me. I am a hot mess. Still, like I did last week, then I went weekend, did all events, and then dove straight into this week, and now I'm kind of dying, so I'm going to spend the weekend at the beach to re-energize, but I'm good. I'm playing Synsagon, so being a hot mess is kind of his thing.
It's not even roleplay at this point.
Yeah, I'm just really glad to have you guys along. We're new to Roll20. We'll look after you, I promise. Yeah, we did a thing as well. It's already in the Roll20 in the Discord under curriculum. Me and Sarah might have been up to no good.
The no goodest of no good.
The best of no goodsness.
Dubious.
I love why Holly's like, forget the game. I need to go and look at this now.
Okay, that's okay. I can completely read this some other time. Totally. Can you give us a TLDR about it? Or a recap of last time's session?
Last session we had a big fight and Syntagon got knocked out 3 times. Despite the fact that I think all of the party were healers, Syntagon might have done something stupid and decided to try and protect Quinn by being a meat shield. He did a lot of damage,
like
though.
A bacon shield, like not even full meat, just like a strip of bacon.
Yeah, I was just sizzling at the front, really. Oh
no.
And then afterwards we got told off, and we decided to go to the Underdark, and that's really where the document is set, because there was a moment of silence there where we decided we could inch in some Syntagon Quinn madness. And then there was a bunch of foreboding where like Syntagon, his family has been captured, and they don't know that though, and they're going to the Underdark to do things, and I probably left a whole bunch out, but Sarah or Holly, if you can help me out, that'd be great.
I think that's all the important stuff. We almost died. Almost. I had 5 hit points. No, I had 6 hit points because Syntagon healed me 5 points.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was exciting. No, it was the other way around. Yeah. So it could have been 2 unconscious characters, so that was really exciting, and we weren't sweating about that at all. Meanwhile, Rocky was just kind of like, whatever, just taking the hits. No, she took like 1 hit, 2 hits, maybe, and that was it. And that was pretty much the entire session.
Yeah.
Well, I'll do my best to keep you alive.
Yeah.
Please do. I'm so
we missed
squishy.
the scrying part. We scryed. Well, I scryed.
What'd you see?
Nothing.
Nothing.
That was the foreboding bit, right? Where we saw that my family was in trouble.
Yeah.
No, not at all. No, I
Well,
don't.
yeah, some some person asking for their father. Who knows who that is? Sorry.
Check them. No, okay.
I'm totally not just catching up on this super fast. You should tag me in this.
I apologize. I didn't
No, you're
realize
fine,
you'd be so
I'm a
eager to
I'm a
read.
fast
I
reader.
didn't read your like stuff until after the episode when you uploaded it. You know, I'm the worst.
Well, yeah, but you know.
Yeah.
Okay. So, jumping back into it, here we are. Speed reading. So we are starting off. We have finished the battle. We finished cleaning ourselves up. We took a little nappy pill. And we are right next to the hole that leads into the Underdark. What are we gonna do next?
Let's go seek shelter. I mean, that seems like... Oh, what a kitty.
Oh, kitty. Hi, kitty.
Go in that Underdark.
So
Or should we introduce ourselves? Well,
So, Quinn, Syntagon, Svein, and Sylvia are still up on the plane with Araki and Kuma. And then Nicklesniff and Ira are somewhere else. So for the surface dwellers, what's the plan?
Does this mean Syntagon and Quinn are sneaking off down the Underdark cave together?
I mean, if you're just gonna leave everyone else up top.
I mean, okay, well, we can have a conversation about this, definitely. What are they waiting for?
I think we're just going, aren't we? Weren't we
What?
supposed to go to the city?
Yeah, we were, but I thought they were all coming with us.
Yeah.
Did you guys already go down the hole?
Started
We entered
to.
the cave.
Started to? Okay, everyone is gonna follow y'all down.
Okay.
And as you enter this cave, it seems well carved out, as though maybe it had originally been a cave system that wasn't any longer. Maybe it was created by people. In any event, it seems to look definitely like made for travel. It looks big enough for like a half-orc sized person to go down. And as you enter, your swarm of surviving rocks following you, they turn into smaller items. One turns into like a little like pouch, and one turns into just like a small like handheld rock, and one turns into a little club, and the other one turns into a really spiffy looking hat with a feather in it.
I put it on Centicon on top of his horns.
Look,
And-
Quinn, I know you trust them, but it's not going to eat me or anything like that, is it?
It'll just be a little humid. That's all.
You feel a slight breathing like against your forehead from the hat.
I'll trust you, Quinn.
Okay, and then I tell the mimic to fit his head better around the horns, so that way it at least looks dashing.
And it kind of like flows down to be like kind of around the horns, and it looks pretty dashing. It like features like a sort of a V shape of gemstones as it sort of shifts, and it looks quite dashing. And Quinn, you would sort of know the layout of this tunnel. It goes for a while, and there is a teleportation circle within it after you walk for about 20 minutes down it.
Hey,
And-
I found the teleportation circle that leads us into the city.
Oh, yeah, I'm still getting used to what I can remember and what I can't remember. Can you show me how it works?
Centicon, yeah, you wouldn't remember anything about this.
Do I can just make it work? Is there anything I have to do?
Every time you've gone through it, someone has usually sent you through it or opened it in some way.
Yep. You sure you don't know how to work these circles? You said you were super powerful and stuff.
I didn't say I was super powerful, I just said I knew a little bit about elemental magic.
Called out. What did you say again?
Oh yeah, sorry, it glitched out for me as well. I didn't say I was really powerful, I just said I knew a little bit about elemental magic.
Oh, this is different, right?
I mean, I can have a look. Can I roll, maybe roll Arcana on it?
Yeah, roll me an Arcana.
Marceline. That's Twinkle. Do the attack shot.
So you're looking at it, and you can definitely tell it's teleportation magic, obviously, and you can see like some of the ways that you can probably like some of the runes that you could touch to activate it, but it seems like you could, depending on which ones you touch, it could lead to a couple different places. Like you definitely know which runes to activate. All you have to do is like touch it with your arcane focus in order to make the teleportation circle live, but then there's a series that seems to be which place to go to, and you're not really sure where each of those go.
Oh, no.
Stargate rules.
Do I remember which ones go where?
Roll me an investigation.
Oh, okay, I'll do that. That's not bad. That's a straight roll.
You know several that have been used, but you're usually going up. You don't usually go like back down. It's usually either up or like, okay, point A to point B, still on the like just under the material plane. You haven't really been back to the city for a while, and you don't really remember which one go back to the city.
Syntagon, I think we might be lost.
Should we just press one at random?
Ooh, that might be bad.
As you're looking at it and sort of examining it, Kuma kind of breaks away from Araki and starts sniffing at it and kind of does the like nose pointer thing at one of the runes and kind of whines a little and like paws at it.
See?
There's no bone there. Why is Kuma trying to dig here?
Kuma's telling us that we should press one at random and we should press that one.
That sounds really out of this world, Syntagon, and just kind of random. I'm pretty sure there's probably like, I don't know, maybe a bone, maybe. I go to look at what Kuma's pointing at.
It's a rune that is a line and it has like 2 dots on either side of it. There doesn't seem to be anything different about it.
This is an emoji.
Is Quinn standing on the teleportation circle?
I don't know. Is Quinn?
Probably.
Then I
Low wisdom, high wisdom character.
I probably would tap the rune with my arcane focus and just see if I can just make it work.
Okay. So you go to tap it, and I assume you're not being stealthy about this.
No.
Okay.
It'll be fine.
Quinn, are you gonna remain standing on it?
Probably staring as Syntagon comes in, because Quinn is not going to realize what he's doing until it is too late.
So Syntagon, as you like come really close to touching it, 2 things happen very quickly. Kuma barks very loudly and like fly tackles Quinn like out of the circle, and Araki dives forward to try to stop Kuma, and as it touches your thing touches the rune, the circle glows red and both of them just vanish.
Kuma and Araki?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm getting really mixed signals, I say, from the ground.
Yeah, me too. Flashing red, did that seem like a good thing?
Red's not really my color. I don't know. I don't put it on too often. But Kuma was pointing at it, right? It is kind of a bone-shaped emoji.
Rune emoji.
Is this a new thing that came out? I just knew about rune smileys.
Yeah, it's kind of like, well, it's dated now, but we'll talk about it later. Yeah, rune smileys are kind of like 5 years ago, but so.
I mean, I have lost 5 years worth of memories. That's kind of,
Yeah,
mean of you to point that out. So
that's what I do. Wow, Kuma wanted us to look at that and then didn't want us to go there, so I think we should probably just go there.
Okay, should we try, like, I don't know, holding hands or something and tapping it? Maybe?
Why?
So that we're, like, connected? We don't get
I
split
feel-
up?
We're pretty connected, Syntagon. Sure.
Sorry, what?
What?
Hmm?
Yeah, let's do that. Make sure we don't get separated.
Yeah. And then if nothing else, we'll go to the same place as Araki and Kuma, right?
Yeah, red light, where the red light is. You have no memories of red light?
I don't think I have any memories of red light. Do I have any memories of red light? No, I don't have any memories of red light.
Okay. All right. Let's do that then.
So you enter the circle. Are you entering it also with the other 2?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
You will enter the circle, and you hold hands,
I put out my hand pointedly.
I sort of tentatively take said hand.
And
Quinn
then
seems really all or nothing. It's intimidating.
And then touch the rune.
Touch the rune, yeah.
Okay. So as you touch it, this blinding green light comes into view, and all of you feel sort of like that feeling if you're on like a roller coaster when you start going down and your stomach sort of jumps up, and it's almost like butterflies, but also like you're dying. And you almost taste this like metallic taste in your mouth as the magic sort of takes you away. And meanwhile, we're going to flash over to a well-known tavern in the Underdark. It is made out of a bunch of giant mushrooms that have been woven together to make this very fascinating looking tavern. And they kind of serve all kinds there. There's usually live performances, but it's also kind of chill. It's lit by like twinkle lights, and it's just a very cool place to be. And within this cool looking tavern, there are 2 people. What y'all doing there?
Nickel Sniff would be by herself, probably at a random table, just partaking of ale, probably as much as she can get.
There's definitely ale. The ale in the Underdark is actually it's almost like light and earthy at the same time. So it's definitely not sort of the sharp ales that you might be used to back when people lived on the material plane, but it's still pretty good. You notice that the usual barkeep isn't there tonight, and so far there's been no music. The person serving you is Bill. He is a human. And he kind of notices that you're alone, and he doesn't really make a lot of small talk as he keeps serving you lots of ale. Are you sitting at the bar or a table?
I will be sitting at the bar.
Okay. And Ira, what are you up to?
So Ira is I'm going to be like kind of pretending that I'm doing like a health inspection kind of thing. And I'm going to be like, I'm sorry, I need samples of all of your types of ale so that I can make sure that they're up to code and that all of the people here are being healthy. Look at that kobold over there. What if you could be serving them substandard ale? That would be unacceptable.
And you can definitely notice that this small kobold has like definitely a tall in front of them. Make me either deception or performance
Okay.
to be a health inspector.
Let me sheet up. Ooh.
Okay, so he let's see how Bill does. He believes you. He kind of gives you a look for a minute, and like he's trying to kind of like figuring out like, well, you don't really have like the uniform, but I guess that's why you're undercover. And gestures to a spot at the bar next to Nickel Sniff and starts bringing out kind of like shot glasses full of each of their different taps and putting them in front of you.
Well, far be it from me to keep this good fortune of free drinks to myself. I'll offer some. Would you like to assist me with my investigation here? Just let me know if they're good, I guess.
I absolutely. I mean, I don't have to pay you, right?
No.
Okay.
Unless you want it, but.
I mean, no, certainly not. I'm just going to be honest. But I'll definitely drink them. I mean, yeah. So that one over there, I'll take that one, and I'll take that one too. And she's just going to start grabbing the glasses and just downing them one after the other.
Maybe a con saving throw.
Okay, so you're gonna have to bear with me here for roll 20. I thought I knew how to do the dice system, but I don't.
So if you open up your character sheet, and then you just click on where it says at the kind of the top left, it says saving throws, and where it says Constitution, just click on Constitution, and it should roll it for you.
Top left. I have
like-
bio and info, character sheet, attributes, and abilities.
So
Something
it'll
open.
be like Nickel Sniff, right? Where it's character sheet, yeah.
Mhm.
And then it's the Nickel Sniff, and then Inspiration Proficiency bonus, and then the box under that where it says saving throws.
Aha.
And then just
Sorry.
click on the. Yeah, no, you're fine. It took me like.
It's really tiny. Hold on. Let me make it much bigger. Oh, I don't know if that works. There we go. Okay.
So yeah, just click Constitution, and it should roll it over into chat.
Beautiful.
Okay, so as you start like tossing these back, like you're definitely kind of like feeling it. One of those where you're drunk enough where your eyebrows seem like stuck in the upwards position because you're trying to open your eyes wide enough to look like a human person. So
Right.
I know kobolds probably don't have like eyebrows. They probably have like eyebrow scales, but those are definitely sort of like you know the level I'm talking about.
Yep.
And Ira, if you are also doing the chuggy shots, go ahead and roll me a con save as well.
Oh boy.
Oh my.
Surprisingly,
Oh my gosh.
you're looking over at this small person, and you're like, well, these ales seem to be, if they're drinking like, a couple glasses and now they're only just getting to the raised eyebrow portion, I can do this too. But like whatever Nickel Sniff picked seemed to be like the lesser alcohol content ones, because you have like 3 and you're already like
Whew, toasted.
you know the next level on from there.
Where's the band? Why is there no music playing? There should be music playing.
I think they're over there. I'm pretty sure.
And
Oh,
as you point over there to this sort of stage, there's this flash of green light, and out of seemingly nowhere, 4 people just appear. There is a tiefling just describe yourselves. Just go.
I'm a pale violet tiefling with azure eyes and I believe it was silver hair. I think my hair's silver. Yeah, metallic silver hair. I stand at 6'3". Anyone who looks at my feet to check will notice I think it's 5-inch hooves at this point, 5-inch high-heeled hooves. And I'm wearing a very battered, ripped to shreds but inky robe. It looks like I've recently been in combat and sort of like triage healed. So like I look okay, but like my clothes look bashed to all hell and back.
So, but you definitely look like you're about to start singing.
I mean, yeah. I would say so.
He is wearing that fancy hat.
I am wearing a fancy hat,
Hey,
yes.
the band's right there. I mean, look at that entrance. You can't pay good money for that.
As they do sort of appear, one of them does take out an instrument as though to start playing. It is not Quinn, but Quinn, tell us what you look like. Tell us who you be.
Sure, I look disheveled, first of all. I am about 5'8", 5'9". Gender is pretty ambiguous, and I have a lot of dark robes that are kind of indicative of the Underdark, and I have an undercut with lots of black wavy hair over one side, kind of a more of a golden shade to their skin, and really just these piercing gold eyes. I also am now wearing a lot of pouches and things, and a weapon that doesn't look like it matches what I'm wearing, but I am there like this. Was that where we were supposed to go?
I'm
Give
not.
us a song.
I think they want us to sing. Oh, Quinn and Syntagon.
Maybe they need a drink. I'm gonna thrust a drink in the air and offer a drink.
If I may.
Do you need
Syntagon-
some liquid courage?
Syntagon will move the hair out of Quinn's face. Look, you look a mess. Look, there's people here. They want us to sing. They're offering us drinks. What do we do?
Are you good at singing? I'm not good at singing.
I can't sing for hell.
But
they're offering us
I'm
drinks.
going to sing.
Svine starts strumming an instrument while Sylvia kind of like, sorry, not Sylvia, it's Red. Where Red, I had my players mixed up from last week. Red kind of seizes up and bustles off. You, Nicklesniff, and Ira will know that Red is usually the person who's taking care of patrons in the tavern. So this is her place, and starts like very almost frantically like getting things together. And Svine kind of looks at you guys, y'all, while he's playing, like, you gonna sing or
I'm back into Syntagon and back both of us away.
I mean, I could give it a go, I guess.
Yeah?
I mean, 5 years ago I was maybe in a risky play. I'm not sure if I remember that right or not.
Do we see them talking amongst themselves, or are they talking to us?
I mean,
this
how loud
point-
are y'all being?
I'll be sort of under my breath. I can't do that
I
voice
won't.
at a low volume.
I'm quite like, this is my outdoor voice.
So you Nicklesniff and you can definitely hear Quinn kind of being like, "Nah," and Syntagon kind of like, and you can very clearly see the guy playing is kind of like not sure whether he's gonna sing or not, and kind of like.
Oh wow, Syntagon can hold a note.
So what do you sing? What kind of song is
God,
it?
now I'm gonna have to try and. He starts off shaky. Where the grass is green and the waters flow in a free and easy way. Just give me a sip of that rare old tipple that's made near Galway Bay.
Clapping.
From Gouge and all, from Donegal, we'll play our fiddler's few. We'll take a sip and we'll have a nip of that rare old Mountain Dew. Skiddy-dum dum skippity dum skeet dum dum day. Skiddy-dum dum skippity dum skeet dum dum day.
Hey!
Huzzah!
Cheers.
And the
down
patrons
another.
clap and everything, and you notice that two fairly inebriated people at the bar seem really jazzed about the performance. The two that had egged you on to perform in the first place.
That's an all right band over there. I don't know.
Yeah, they deserve it. They deserve a tip for that. I'll go over and tip a few copper, which is appropriate for a band, I guess.
I'll give them 1 copper. Just 1.
Your turn, Quinn.
Nope. And then I take the brim of his hat and pull it down, and then I definitely just slide off stage.
Well, that was a wonderful performance. Man, it really livened up the place. Seemed like a bit of an impromptu one, but I'm so glad that you did it.
I think we need more quality control over here. I don't think that last one was very good. I think you need to inspect it. I need to inspect it again.
Oh yeah. Also, we need to quality control the food too.
Oh, you know what?
Bill kind of walks past as you're saying this, and his head kind of like snaps over as you say food, and he says, we have good food here. What would you like to inspect?
What's on the menu, Bill? You know what I like.
Well, the special today is the 16-eyed cavefish.
Ooh. Yeah, I'll take some of that. on mushroom bun sliders?
We can do that, definitely. And would you and kind of
You
gestures to
Wanna
the
wanna help quality control anything? I can deputize you.
I mean, shouldn't it have 17 eyes? I'm pretty sure they're supposed to have 17 eyes. I think
Good point.
it's a health hazard right there. I think
well,
that's it.
some say the 16-eyed ones are a true delicacy, since they're rarer than the 17-eyed cavefish.
Shall we inspect it?
Let's. Good
All
good
right.
plan. Good plan.
And Bill kind of looks at Syntagon, and Quinn kind of squints his eyes, but like sort of takes it in stride and says, are you also with the health inspectors, or?
Oh yeah, I'm deputizing them.
Roll me another deception.
Can I assist?
Yeah.
All right. Maybe. There we go. Oh my. Well,
So, let's see.
Well, your assist gives me advantage, right?
If it's a successful assist, but yeah.
oh, that's
So-
true.
Bill kind of like, yeah, that makes sense. You clearly summoned them here. Definitely. Drinks for you to test. I know we haven't gotten into the lagers or the liquor yet.
Oh boy. Oh yeah, that's why I need deputies. You know, I cannot test all of that by myself. It would not be safe.
The guy with the hat is the deputy. He told me earlier. He said it was. He was great at it. Did you hear his voice?
It's actually a mimic.
Nice. Well, the mimic. The mimic's quality control.
Is that not normal down here? Is that?
Bill kind of like grabs a baton that's at his waist, kind of reflexively, and looks at it and says, "You must be making a joke, right?"
Yes. He's also he also tells jokes on stage. He's multifaceted. He's got a lot of talents. That's funny. Mimics are funny. That's really funny. Wow.
I'm pretty sure they all got cleared out, in the making of this place.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's just a dated joke. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He kind
I
of
thought it was a great joke.
he kind of nods ish. What was it you wanted?
Get off stage.
Okay.
Mushroom sliders, liquor, and the 16-eyed cavefish.
16-eyed fish.
Coming up. And he calls back to Red, who's kind of making the drinks, and he goes behind the bar and into the back where you can presume there is a kitchen. And Red puts the drinks up in front of you. They're kind of fluorescent blue looking color. And as she kind of puts a straw in and swirls them a little, there's like a little bit of pink that swirls up through them.
Well, that is a neat trick. I've never seen something like that. I'm glad I came here to make sure that it's safe.
She kind of nods knowingly at Syntagon and Quinn, and she continues with what she's doing, serving other patrons, while the guy on stage keeps playing.
Wow, she's really dedicated to her job. It's really admirable. Is there a drinking age in this world?
Hypothetically, but since you fought alongside them, you're pretty sure that they're just fine, like, serving you.
Oh, sure. I'm just wondering how much liquor Quinn has ever had.
I mean, even when there is a drinking age in places, a lot of times you end up drinking before you're necessarily of age. So,
For some kids.
something.
You might want to start with the grog. That stuff is watered down. Here you go.
Why are you handing me the lesser drink? You think that I can't drink? I can drink.
I'm sure Quinn can drink. Oh God, can I drink? I've got really mixed feelings about this.
Do we know the ages just from looking at them? Can we tell? Can Nicklesniff tell how old they are?
Make me an insight or investigation.
Do I get to make a deception? Because I'm
If
standing really tall with my chest out and looking really like strong and old looking.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a deception.
Straight roll.
So, Nicklesniff, you can tell that Quinn is definitely trying to probably look older than he is, but you can't tell what that is. You're like, okay, this guy's clearly trying to like look older, but honestly, I can't really pin down the age.
Syntagon isn't trying to look older. They're more looking at Quinn, really, wondering what they're doing. They look around. They look young for a 22, but young at 22.
Well, as a turtle, I cannot tell. You know, there's no scale dullness going on, so it's a mystery to me. So I'll be like, well, you look like you want this really awesome drink. So I'll shove over the blue and pink swirly drink.
Okay, everyone who's drinking the swirly drink, roll me a con save.
I will lift the drink to toast to Syntagon.
What are you tasting?
Can I just have water? Would that be okay? Quinn, you know, drinking's kind of how I got in this whole mess in the first place, you know, like.
Oh, is it? Okay. All right, then I'm going to put the drink down and say, well, actually, now that I think about it, sensitive constitution. Now, this is really hard to lie. I'm gonna taste that good water. Just came from like a marathon, so I'm actually really gonna have to replenish my electrolytes first before I start drinking. Yeah, that's a really good lie. Okay, so I'm going with that.
And as you're talking, and water is said a couple times, Red just sort of like breezes by and sets 2 waters on as she continues to go about her that voodoo she do.
I will toast into Gon's water.
Cheers. Cheers.
We are
Cheers.
alive.
Cheers to a great performance.
Okay.
And a good joke.
To life.
Oh,
So-
thank you. I tried.
With a 20, you can feel sort of this this giddy kind of bubbly warmth inside of you. And it feels really nice, like almost like those days where you walk outside and kind of the sun is shining, but it's not too hot, and there's like a really nice smell in the breeze, and maybe you just had like a cookie or something. You just feel this like really happy feeling. With a 3, however, it is not just this happy feeling, but it is just uncontrollable, like giggling bursting out as you drink this back, and it's almost like too much happy as you just sort of, it can't sort of stay inside, and it's just sort of like giggle drink.
That's a funny hat. I really like it.
It's
Like, get out a clipboard and make a note that this drink does seem unnaturally powerful. Like maybe there's some kind of hallucinogenic in it or something? Question mark.
I mean, you are drinking in a big mushroom. It wouldn't be.
Yeah.
And
they didn't notate it, and just to help sell the illusion. I'm not turning this into anyone.
just note it in your tour de bars memory book. And Bill swings by with some sliders and some fish and kind of plates them down and kind of stands there kind of watching you, wringing his hands a bit nervously.
Oh yeah. Oh, because I'm testing it. That's right.
And the rest of you, of course.
Yes, of course.
I mean, I think the turtle should go first.
How's the taste?
It's. Are you eating the mushroom slider or the?
I'm gonna start with that mushroom slider.
Okay. It's really earthy. It tastes pretty good. It's nice and hot. It has this sauce on it that has a bit of a kick to it. And it's definitely not like meaty texture. You know how sometimes people try to make like mushroom burgers have like that same kind of like meat texture. It definitely has the mushroom texture. And the buns of it seem to be almost a different kind of mushroom that tastes kind of more like poofy, like more bready than mushroom, but you can definitely still sort of taste like the earthy tones in there. And it seems like it should be really carb heavy, but looking at the mushrooms you're like, this probably isn't carb heavy. Like,
nice. Well, I'm not judging it on the taste, so seems healthy enough.
I'm gonna watch her intently, as well as intently as I can with, my current state.
Here, try the fish and give me your notes on it.
So, this is still free, right? Because I mean.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Bill kind of nods and gestures to Centagon and Quinn as well to like eat.
I'm gonna make a motion like I'm casting detect poison.
Okay.
And
So are you actually casting anything or just like
just making the motions?
roll me an Arcana?
Okay.
Okay. It definitely looks like you're casting and spell as you sort of like weave these things, and he kind of like, he doesn't look nervous, he looks more impressed than anything. Wow, you're really thorough.
Can I do an insight check?
Yeah.
Actually,
That is straight magic.
nice. Oh my gosh. Wow. I didn't know quality control could do that. How do you do that? Show me that.
Oh, well, you gotta pray to a god. And I point out my holy symbol, which is like the symbol of Arathis, but there's like, if you look closely, it's just a bunch of masks in the shape.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right.
Pretty neat trick.
So do I mean, do I have to, or can I just learn it from you? Maybe later.
Yeah, you could spend a lot of time studying magic, I guess. You could be born with it. Some people are. You could trade your soul to an evil deity. I don't recommend that one, but
Yeah, don't do that.
do you know something about that?
No.
Insight check.
Deception check.
Also insight.
Gosh, darn it! What the heck?
Nah, Centagon don't know nothing about that.
Not a thing.
Probably Centagon knew somebody who did such a thing and it turned out poorly for them, and therefore Centagon would never do such a thing.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think he ever would, honestly.
Lying to your Quinn. So the fish, for those of you eating the fish, the cave fish, it's kind of like almost slimy in the way that like oysters are. And it almost like the edges of it are like almost like rubbery calamari, but it's got like kind of a slimy center. And it's very, very fishy tasting. So if that's what you're into, it definitely tastes very good. Kind of strange texturally, but the flavor is very strong and really well seasoned for what it is. If you're not a fan of fish, it's probably just disgusting. The whole of it is probably just disgusting.
I'm gonna like push my plate back and be like, all right, well, I mean, you can have it. I think it's needs more inspection from someone else.
Yeah, sure. I'll stamp that right up, I guess.
Okay. So, what do all of you think? Do we pass?
You know what? I do have a few notes here, and I'll point to the thing that says possibly hallucinogenic on that one blue drink. But I think other than that, yeah, you guys pass. Well done. Thank you for all of your assistance and your help in this. We'll see you again next year.
All right. Do you want to update our sticker?
Absolutely. And I do not know how to do that, so I assume that's another deception roll.
So on the sticker, there's like past inspection, and you can see like little punches around it with little initials by it. So it's pretty easy to figure out like what should happen there.
Okay, I'll take out. Shoot, do I have like a dagger or anything? I have claws, which are natural weapons, so I'll just like poke a claw through and then dip my finger in ink and do my initials.
He kind of like breathes out a sigh of relief, and he like smacks it on like behind their bar. There's a little wall, and like smacks it on the wall where it sticks, and he kind of bustles back to the kitchen.
This is the weirdest dinner I've ever been a part of.
Yeah, me too.
Well, I'm really glad you joined me on it. It's not as much fun to inspect by myself. So what brought you all here?
Green light. I mean, not magical teleportation circles.
Okay.
Really, Quinn?
It's, what?
We're here with the magic band.
That green light was pretty great.
Yeah,
And the
special
hat.
effects. Mm-hmm.
That's the name of our first album, which is what Quinn is referring to, and the first song is really Quinn.
It is?
Really, Quinn.
And that's the second song. It is.
Well, if you need help in navigating music law, I know a lot about that as well.
Wow, you know everything.
About laws.
I didn't know there was law for music.
I'm gonna
Are
try
those-
another insight check.
Eventually, one will pay off.
Are those like explicit warnings, language? Syntagon is a cursor, so I guess we should be careful about that.
I'm a cursor?
Yeah.
Am I doing a deception against this insight?
Yeah.
Okay.
So are you lying?
I mean, I did used to worship Arathis, so I do know a lot about laws. I just don't care as much. I don't actively enforce them.
So Nickel Sniff, you're kind of like, okay, so a health inspector who also studies music law, maybe just a law enthusiast who's kind of not really here to do that.
All right.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, that sounds feasible and believable and all that fun stuff. Everyone has their hobby, I guess.
Sounds good to me. So long as the sparkly, is there still sparkly stuff left? And I'm going to talk to Bill. I want some more purple, pink, sparkly stuff. place.
He kind of nods at Red, who nods and starts making it, and she puts it and does the swirly bit with it.
Fantastic. So I can't say that I've seen a turtle. Sorry. What's the right term?
Yeah,
Would I know, actually, being that I've been in the Underdark for a bit, would I know? Would I be seeing?
There are some around, but they're not real common. Like, you know, kind of races like you may not have ever like met X race, but you know they exist, and you know kind of like the physiology more or less. Like you could look at it and you wouldn't be like, is this a dwarf? You'd be like, it's a turtle. Like,
I mean, would it be unusual to see this variety of races here in this particular bar?
oh, there are tons of races. No race is super prolific down here. It's sort of just whoever survived the death upstairs. So every, like, they're known as commoners, the people who speak common. Every race of commoner is kind of in Survivor City, but there's not a ton of any one of them. It's not like there's like an elf country and then like a ton of dwarves. It's just sort of like a melting pot of people who survived and had to come together to make this work.
Gotcha. Okay. So I wouldn't feel, particularly uncomfortable seeing this variety of people.
No, it's sort of and as you look around, I mean, there's some dragonborn, there's some like tieflings, there are some elves, some half elves, some dwarves. There's even a couple like drow just around the bar. Sorry, I was smiling at chat.
Syntagon would take off his mimic hat and put it on the table. It's quite humid.
So is that
Gwyn
really
slowly brings the hat back and then under the table and just says, pocket watch, pocket watch.
And it just sort of like turns into a pocket watch in your hand.
Pocket watch.
Does anyone see that?
Well, Quinn, make me a sleight of hand or stealth roll.
Let's do stealth because I'm better at that.
Okay. So
Can't tell a lie for heck, but
people can roll a perception if you're watching Quinn as he takes this. Okay. No. You just sort of see the hat disappear. Yeah. And Syntagon, make me a perception roll.
oh no.
Okay.
Well, not bad for Syntagon.
So as you're kind of looking at these people that you're with, and drinking your water, going about your life, you see an Aarakocra. He looks very familiar. Looks to be kind of in monk stylings. And you're kind of thinking of all the memories you've had. And then it suddenly occurs to you, this Aarakocra who's sitting at a table alone, kind of looking very shiftily around, is none other than Dai Li, who you met very early in your journey.
Excuse me, I've seen an old friend. Do you mind if he joins us? Thank you very much, Jess, for that raid! Welcome in, Raiders! Hi!
Thank you, Raiders.
A friend?
Yeah, sort of like from the memory that wasn't a memory. Do you guys have weird magic necklaces? He says to Ira and Nicholsmith.
They shouldn't down here.
Sorry, what? Do we have what?
Syntagon, you gotta... They don't.
Oh, okay. Well, I know they do.
Who?
Daily, something like that. I'll go and say hi.
And Quinn, you can see as Syntagon kind of indicates there's an Aarakocra who's drinking by themselves and kind of looks very kind of nervous as they're sitting there, drinking and eating a little quickly.
They don't look friendly, Syntagon.
Oh, they're fine, I think.
Why, I think? Outdoor voice again.
Turn back shrug.
Okay, sure, more friends. We've got the health inspectors, we might as well have this person.
Hi, Daily, is that you?
Looks like we got a new friend.
Kind of looks around. Yes.
How did you get out?
It's complicated. Would you like to sit and we can talk about it?
Sure, I've got some friends over there. We're testing all the food and drink. Do you want to join us?
Yes, sure. Thank you, Raiders.
Yes, welcome, Drake. The raid. Thank you. And if I pronounced that wrong, I'm sorry, but I tried.
And Diley will stand and follow you back over to where everyone is.
Good.
Oh, my days.
The fish is delicious. Maybe not for everyone, but here's some sliders.
The fish is okay.
Thank you. And Diley will start eating the fish. And thank you, Adventure, for all of those gifted subs. And also happy birthday on stream.
Birthday. 20 gifted subs. Thank you so much.
Hey.
So Diley starts eating and drinks and says, I can't stay long. I don't know if you heard that I'm on detail.
Detail?
Yeah.
Can you give us some details?
Of course. Diley and extends a feathery hand to Quinn, Nicholsniff, and Ira.
Takes it. Quinn.
Shake.
Shake.
So I take it they were also part of the experiment then.
Yep.
Well, so after
Can I hear Nicholsmith hear this? Sorry.
Yeah. And Nicholsniff would most likely have no idea what experiment this strange bird person is talking about.
I'm going to assume that the bird person is talking about the quality control.
Fair. Yeah. And she says, I didn't... Escape is such a word. Well, what happened was after we parted, they brought me back down into the laboratory, and I got my memories back, but I was almost trapped there, and somebody. There's a nurse there that said I would stay there until it was over, and then everyone would be allowed to go about their business, but they didn't want anybody trying to mess things up. And somebody let me and one other person out early, and told us to protect your family, your sister and your mom and your dad and and everyone. And they said that somebody was following them and spying on them, and been tailed a couple times, but I think we've given them the slip.
Are they in trouble?
Not yet. We moved them, and they're pretty well hidden now. Your sister did go missing for a while, but she turned back up, and we made sure it was her, and she's back and safe.
Wait a minute.
She brought.
Hang on. It could not be her.
Well, there are changelings around, and not that they're untrustworthy per se, but anything's possible. And if one of these had worked in the laboratory, which is also possible, then we just need to make sure.
Looking at Quinn there's people that can imitate people? Looking at Bennett, Era, and Nicholsmith as well,
What? I wasn't listening. What?
People can be other people?
I mean, sometimes they can be really good singers on stage and have sometimes a really bad joke to tell, but
Diley kind of looks at you strangely and says, weren't you were traveling with Puck before, right?
Yeah, I was.
Infamous for being one of the changelings that led a revolution, back in the day. But they're not with you anymore.
Led a what now?
A revolution when the changelings started going missing, and they led the Rights Rising movement, But there's some whispers I try to keep in touch with the circle that say that it's happening again. But it could just be rumors.
So can Nicholsmith try to sober up and figure out what the heck's going on?
Yeah, roll me.
That'd be fantastic. When you do, can you let Syntagon know?
Roll me. What do I want for this? Something wisdom based, probably. Roll me an insight. See if you can piece it together. Okay, so as you're listening and not you're kind of following, and you're okay, so this person obviously knows at least Syntagon, since they didn't introduce themselves to Syntagon, is watching their parents while someone is hypothetically stalking them, or maybe they could have been endangered, but kind of whatever the D&D equivalent is to the secret relocation program thing, whose name I'm blanking on. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Witness protection, yeah, kind of like that. And they're talking about changelings, and kind of thinking back. I mean, you've lived down here a while. You've known some things. You've known some people, and there's definitely there is a history of a time shortly after everyone went down to the Underdark, where and slightly beforehand, where a lot of changelings went missing and turned up dead. And then saying that it's happening again, maybe it is, maybe it's not. And from what they're saying, you can tell that Puck, whoever this Puck is, may have been a changeling, and had previously been with Syntagon, is no longer with Syntagon. And way back when the first disappearances started, led some sort of revolution among the changelings.
Wow. That just blows Nickel Sniff's mind. I'm not really prepared for that right now. So what's going on with? I know we just met and you're with quality control, but I mean, I feel like there's a lot going on here that maybe I should know about if we're going to continue to do quality control together. Maybe.
All right. Well, zone of truth here. Not actually with quality control. When they were saying, sometimes people pretend to be other people. I do that sometimes. I'm really with Mask. This sounds like a lot of heavy stuff. I can help you with that. I mean, I'm actually good at making other people, tell the truth. If I need to.
Wait, you're not with quality control? You lied to us?
Yeah. I just
What are you, a sheep?
I did enjoy the free drinks and the good company.
That was pretty clever.
I had a good time.
Are you worried about your family?
Yeah, I'm pretty worried about my family.
Dudley kind of shakes their head and says, Joe and I are taking very good care of them. We're making sure that nothing happens to them. And kind of leans forward and says, put a tracker on your sister. Make sure she didn't, duck out again.
I'm not sure how I feel about that, Diley, but I think you mean it with good intentions, so thank you.
Just until everyone else comes back from the labs and everything's back to normal, I thought it would be... She said she went to find you and that you were okay, so...
Where are the labs?
Well, it's a building. You can't really miss it. They don't really hide it. Just what they're doing there. It's just if you go out and you turn right and you follow the path all the way down. It dead ends into this building, and it looks like it's abandoned, and it looks kind of shabby on the outside, but that's where everything happened.
Is that where we're gonna find the person I tried to scry on, but apparently that wasn't who I ended up scrying on? Or maybe I did scry on them. We're talking about changelings. Oh boy, this is a lot.
Who are you trying to scry on?
Blink.
They may be there. They have been there before. They may not be there. I mean, they may be tracking me right now. Kind of looks around really shiftily.
I also look around, but not shiftily.
Roll me a perception.
I am looking around, and it's a natural one.
There are normal people doing normal things. No one even seems to notice that you're there. There's definitely nobody being like, as you Scooby-Doo, like, huh, huh, like really animatedly, obviously, like looking around, like that time that you're like, oh my gosh, that guy's really cute, but don't look, and you're like,
That's Quinn all the time. So this is just really on point.
Not the most subtle fart in the elevator, so.
I don't see them anywhere. I think we're good.
Okay, well.
Casually cast detect magic under the table.
Yeah. And go ahead and roll me a stealth roll for that to be sneaky. Or sleight of hand if you want to be pretending to do something else under the table.
Either way, it's the same modifier, so yeah.
Okay. So you kind of start doing it, and a couple times just sort of like hit the bottom of the table as you're casting. You can sense some magic coming off of the other people that are drinking with you. It's nothing like huge, but you can gather. You're a smart dude. It's usually magic items, magic, weapons, whatever they happen to be carrying that's magic. There's definitely some magic in the drinks, but nothing too nefarious. It's just some enchantment magic. And other than that, you don't see anything that like is a huge blinding like glowing neon sign of this is magic. You do notice that where you have been seeing the magic around people who have been de-aged and mind wiped and everything, there is not that on Daily.
None on Daily.
Magic items, but nothing like the enchantment and transmutation that you'd been seeing on everyone else on the surface.
And is that weird for Daily, or do a lot of people in this bar look like they're from the surface?
I mean, everyone looks like they at some point were commoners, but they don't look like they've been like. Everyone's a bit pale. People, as you're looking around, they're a little lean.
I just meant from the magic. Sorry, do they have the transmutation, or is that just weird for Daily?
No, you don't sense it on anybody. You've definitely sensed it before, like on Charlie and on pretty much everyone that you were like in the jail, where I was like, yeah, you have a lot of like illusion, transmutation, and enchantment coming off of everyone, but you don't sense it coming off of anybody down here. You can still pick up the tiny blips of the breathers that y'all are wearing. I was
because you specified Daily, I wondered if that meant he was special in the room and that everyone else was like magic, and I was like,
no, it's more like thinking, okay, so everyone on the surface that I've seen on the surface has had this particular magical aura about them, which means Daily probably did, but does not now. Okay. So probably whatever they had, if they had one of those, they don't have it now.
I'm not detecting any magic across the room. Nothing abnormal anyway.
Is that what that knocking was?
Yeah, I'm not very subtle.
No, you're not.
Neither are you.
I don't try to be. So we have to go find this person, right? This is the person we're trying to stop, and they might be there, right? I'm saying this in front of quality control. They should know.
Yeah, I already admitted not really. QC, yeah, let's go. I'm willing to help you out.
Okay, well, that's a plan then, right?
I guess if she's in, I'm in. I don't know. Sounds like a good time.
I look around for Kuma and Araki. Do I see them anywhere? Nope. Centigon, I'm kind of worried.
Yeah, me too.
I can try to contact them.
How?
My brain can be like a walkie-talkie, you know? I can just try to reach out to her or Kuma. I could talk to Kuma.
Can you teach me how to do that?
I could try, but I don't really do arcane stuff. This is something that I kind of get to do.
Okay.
But yeah, it's that complicated relationship I have. Okay. Well, let me see if I.
Do you trust this person? Giving information.
Good question. May I insight check Daily? because this was so long ago that Scrat can barely remember who Daily is. Show me your soul.
Diley seems to be being very upfront. They also seem to be very nervous as they're kind of like looking around. Everything that they say seems to make a lot of sense. And you remember that inside of a lab when they were doing your memory extractions, you don't like clearly remember like how to get there necessarily, but it's also kind of a lot of trauma around it. So you can remember like being on a table, you can remember bright lights and like sterile walls and everything, comfortable-ish, but you don't really remember like necessarily going there or this nurse or any of that. You do remember this elf named Blink, but that's about it.
Hey, yeah, I think I trust him well enough. Daily was a good person.
Well, I guess I'll try to contact Araki. Make sure they're just not, in a circle of hell, I guess. Okay, I guess I'll do that right here for everyone to see, so...
Ooh.
I will just pull out a piece of copper wire.
Okay.
And just meditate on it. Eyes closed.
You are casting
Sending.
Okay.
Which I am going to... There we go. So I will say, hey, Rocky. Hope you're okay. Hope Kuma's okay. We're okay. Where are you? You can reply to this message.
Okay. And there's kind of a beat, and you hear back in a voice that sounds strained and kind of hoarse. She's here. She's here. Where are you? I found her. And then it's just sort of like sniffles and cuts out.
Okay. Well, good news. She's live. And bad news is that she was really unspecific.
Do we need to run somewhere?
Potentially to wherever mysterious, unspecific she is. She found her, etc. Sounds like she's in trouble.
So Nicklesniff is gonna grab the six-eyed fish platter if there's any left, and she's gonna do a prestidigitation and change the flavor of it and make it actually good.
A wise choice, to be sure.
And she's gonna start eating that, and while she's eating, she's gonna say, "Okay, well, yeah, I mean, well, since we're doing, since I'm hanging out with you guys and seems interesting enough, I guess we should probably know each other's names. I'm Nicklesniff. I don't know. I think it's Nicklesniff for now."
That's a nice name.
That is a nice name. Nicklesniff, nice to meet you. Syntagon.
Yeah, Quinn. Mm.
And I'm Ira.
I like that.
Yeah, thanks. And your name is great too. If you ever want to get into music, I think it would be appeal to the common folk, as it were.
Yeah, Nicklesniff. Nicklesniff. Yeah, I think that would be good on a CD cover.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, a what?
What?
Like a CD cover. When you do a really bad cover of something, or a dirty cover.
Oh, glitch there, Scrat.
Oh, we all glitched. We back?
Yeah.
We're back.
Cool. It's when you do a really bad cover of something, a CD cover.
Haha. Gotcha. Well, I mean, you seem above board enough. Sounds good to me. What are we doing?
Well, I can try to find where she is.
We're rescuing someone's sister from some kind of mind wipe facility, sounds like. What are the odds?
It seems like we're rescuing a lot of people. Okay, so, yeah, I guess I will try to find where she is first, so that way we're not kind of just blindly going in a place and unable to find where she is. Okay, I just kind of take out a sword and put it down on the table. And it's just a short sword, but it's polished so that it looks very mirror-like. All right, everyone. Part of the ritual is that you have to count in another language. While I do this, it makes me more powerful. Usually a language that you're not proficient in, because that just makes me even more powerful. And then I am going to try to scry on Iraqi.
Okay.
Something we don't know?
Yeah, a language you're not very proficient in. So if it's like Spanish, really bad accent, yeah, that makes me more powerful.
Oh, okay. Count of 3. 1, 2.
I'll keep going until I'm done.
Well, uno, dos, tres,
Quick. Sweet.
cuatro,
Some marble.
ein, zwei,
Flippin' double.
quad,
I feel it.
Quick.
I feel it. Yep.
Filial back. Centuple. Quick quack.
Centigon is probably counting in French right now.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
No, see, you speak it too well. It has to be badly.
1, 2, 3.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay. What's your spell save DC?
It is 15, I think.
Okay.
Yep.
So, as you're looking at this, you see like the polish and everything, and let me see. Okay. Your sword turns black. And you can hear sort of like a scratching noise and kind of a jingling and muffled crying. I don't think that's in the spell, right?
I don't actually know. You can see and hear a particular creature you choose, but I'm guessing it's dark.
Yeah. So you don't really get a sense of direction.
Well, that was not very helpful, everyone. Okay.
Well, we got a tip of the warehouse, right?
Did we? Did we get a tip of
the
warehouse?
labs in this?
The labs.
Yeah.
Well, Syntagon, while you were busy counting backwards in French, I cast scrying to see if I could find where Iraqi is, and I can't. It seems she's in a dark room.
What, like somewhere where photos are developed?
Yeah. Like that. She's probably crying because her film got exposed and now all of her pictures won't come out properly. That's probably what it is.
Araki's crying?
She doesn't sound well.
This doesn't sound great at all, and it's really jarring against the really happy music in this place.
Just weeping over here.
Read the room, Bart.
All right, well, I think we should probably go to this lab, and that's the only lead we have, so we should probably look around there.
Would we count this as a short rest, Holly?
Yes.
Sweet.
And I believe you had a long rest after the battle, right?
Yeah.
Or did you not? Yeah. I thought we threw up a hut before we went downtown.
We did. We puked the hut. It was puked. We threw it up and we rested.
Great.
We vomited out a Paisley hut for a brief rest.
Nice.
A brief 8-hour rest. Kitty.
Cutie.
Oh.
I love how Valkyrie is being curiously absent and all these other adorable cats are on.
Mine's asleep. I'm glad for this. Peace. Kittens.
How old is that kitten?
My guess is about 6-ish, 7 weeks, maybe.
Oh,
She's a baby.
cute.
And I wear a lot of the baby scratches all over everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
One of my cats jumps on my back and rides on my shoulders all the time. And one time she missed. And so I have like this scar down my arm and down my back from where I wasn't realizing she was jumping. And I kind of started to walk away. So it's definitely my fault.
Okay, so the labs, right?
Yeah. I guess.
I mean, what's the worst that can happen?
A lot? Is that supposed to make us feel better?
I mean,
Outdoor
we
voice.
could all die. There's that. Or, I mean, not me, but you guys could.
Seems like
I mean, you won't, because I'll protect you. Because I mean, that's what I'm here for, right?
Quality control.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
wouldn't have anyone else get in my back. Tell you what, for you, Syntagon, this seems like something maybe you've had to deal with. I don't think you should have to deal with it again. I just want to make sure of it. I'm going to cast Freedom of Movement on you. Like, maybe when we get a little closer, but it prevents, you're unaffected by difficult terrain. You can't be, like, restrained, basically.
Oh, wow, that's really cool. Quinn, now I can jump around with abandon.
When Ira
Swim real
casts
fast.
this, what does it look like?
So, yeah, I'll do like a quick, like, kind of like I'm doing calisthenics for him. Like, I'm like, just do all of these calisthenics, like move your arms like this, move your arms like that. And now you can just move them without having to worry about, restraints or that sort of thing.
So, Nickel Sniff and Ira, roll me a history check, please. Now that you've been sitting here a while chatting with these people. It's like,
That's
cool. Okay, and the other history check.
From me?
Yeah, if you don't care to.
No.
Oh.
Okay.
Strong.
Cool. However, with a 14, as you've been sitting here chatting with these people, and something about this tiefling, like, kind of scratches the back of your mind. And you're kind of like, it's like when you think you know somebody, but you're not sure if you know somebody, but like you're pretty sure you know somebody. And as you're kind of thinking about it, you kind of remember, like, Survivor City was built in a big way due to the efforts of a tiefling named Syntagon and their infamous high-heeled hooves. And you're kind of looking, and you're like, oh crap, like, this is one of basically the founders of this city, which is basically the biggest collection of people in the Underdark. There are a couple other people involved, but as you're kind of like spending time, you're like, he's pretty smart. This kind of makes sense that this person would be involved with that.
Wow, wait, what, are you the Syntagon? Like the Syntagon? What? Like the Syntagon? No. Oh my god.
I'm a Syntagon. Are there many Syntagons?
You're the reason I'm alive. I mean, you're the reason we're all alive. What? I don't even know. I should. Bill. Whatever he wants on me.
Bill.
Yeah, Bill, can you put it in
the liquor guy? What'd you say, Quinn?
Please put it in a sippy cup, like a to-go cup, Bill.
He like gets it's basically like made out of like the stalk of like a woody mushroom, and like pours some water, and he like gives it to Syntagon.
Thanks. I don't know what you mean, but okay.
I mean, like, whatever you need, I am at your disposal. I mean, whatever. I will. Yeah.
I mean,
my entire clan is gone. I'm the only one left.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm so glad. No, the heck with them. I'm alive. Thank you so much.
I kind of remember doing that, but it also seems like a really long time ago, and it's kind of fuzzy because it's like, the memory sometimes it gets overwritten with other stuff, like a bad VHS.
Okay.
I put a hand on Syntagon's shoulder.
Don't you remember okay. Quinn? Quinn's like a god or something.
I didn't mean to weird you out. I'm just like your biggest fan. I'm really sorry. You probably get that a lot. I'm sorry.
No, he doesn't. You can embarrass him.
I go to dark violet.
But we should really go find Araki.
Yep.
Nicholson's just gonna like hug his leg a little bit. She's like 2 feet tall, so it's just gonna be like a little, like.
Oh.
Thank you.
Quinn, what do I do?
I don't actually know. I'm really bad in these situations.
Diley kind of finishes and says, I have to get back, but good luck with whatever you decide to do.
Thanks.
Of course. And if you see Cordassa, tell her thank you for getting us free.
Oh yeah, Cordassa. Oh.
And Diley stands and leaves.
So, looking around, would Nicholsniff know if anybody else was like involved in that? Like, would she consider everybody else that is now around her that appeared in this band to be part of?
No, they're not.
What happened?
They're not really historically significant when it came to the founding of the city. Roll me a history check again.
Okay.
That's really good. I had a high threshold for that, but that's really good. Now that you're sort of like oh my God, are these people important? You look at Quinn, and you remember when Survivor City was first being built up and when people were first coming down. In the beginning, there was a lot of clashing with a lot of Underdark things and critters and races, like the Duergar, the Drow, mimics, all these different things. And not as well known a story, but it is said that there was a legendary person whose name was kind of not really ever pinned down, who looked pretty much exactly like Quinn, who managed to tame the mimics and stop them from being at odds with the commoners. And they're not really sure, like, if the mimics got like moved somewhere else, or maybe got completely wiped out, or maybe like they just became like integrated with society and we just don't know that there are mimics everywhere. But Quinn looks exactly like that person as the stories have been told, and nobody really knows why or how this mysterious person had this way with the mimics, but it almost seemed like the mimics revered them almost like a god.
So we should like go to get Araki.
Yep.
All right.
Hey, where's your hat?
Oh, someone must have taken it. That's a real shame.
Yeah.
Well, technically Quinn did take it. That's not a lie. Yeah. So shading the truth, but not a lie. All right. So you get up from the bar and leave, and Diley had given you directions. You turn right outside and go down until it dead ends. You should see it. And as you...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, Nickel Sniff's just going to like peer over at Quinn and just like walk beside him and kind of check him out. But try to do it inconspicuously.
Quinn doesn't notice.
Terribly.
Quinn doesn't even notice.
I feel like everyone else is kind of like side-eyeing you like, whoa. And Quinn's just like...
As you're looking around, looking for actual changelings. Not knowing what they're looking for.
It's like, all right, changeling, right? Changeling. Those are people that change. Yeah.
Telltale sign of at least an amateur changeling is they are too pretty because their face is so symmetrical.
Ooh.
And that makes them look too pretty.
I'm not a changeling.
Quinn, are you a changeling?
No. No. But thank you.
Oh.
I mean, it's not my place to comment on someone's physical appearance in that sort of way, but...
Yeah, no, good. Labs!
So you exit the tavern, and you see the city, and it is a decent-sized city. You can see shops, you're kind of in the business district. You can see, leather workers and potion shops and magic shops and all these other types of things. And people seem to be going about their lives pretty much like a normal city would. They're talking to each other, and you can see barters, jokes, and everything going on. It looks to be kind of later in the day, but not like nighttime, like probably like 5-ish, dinner time. Like a lot of the food places seem to be kind of busy. And as you walk down this road, the shops sort of, it gets to be a little more run down, where they're not like shabby, falling apart, but they're not like elegantly made. Some of the buildings are made out of like those woody mushrooms. Others are made out of like stonework. All in all, it seems like things are going okay. But you do notice that there's nobody seems to be like lavishly wealthy. There's not like all of the elegance is sort of like crafted into things like design work, and it's not so much like gems or like opulence, like extra material wealth on things. And everybody roll me a perception.
Pretty average for Centagon.
Mm-hmm. Yep, here we are.
Okay, so with a 21, you notice as you're walking down, some of the people kind of like as you're walking past, where they definitely seem to kind of like recognize at least some of the people that you're with. And those people that do that kind of like hurriedly start whispering to people next to them and kind of doing that thing where like they're trying not to be obvious, but in trying not to be obvious, they become more obvious.
Hey, maybe we should try and sneak a little more. We seem to be drawing some sort of attention.
We are.
Yeah, people are whispering and talking about you. I don't know.
Do you think that they think I'm a changeling?
I
don't have to answer that. That's fine. Let's go quietly.
Maybe you could find my hat.
I'll give her a blessing of the trickster. So she has advantage on stealth checks.
Who does?
Oh, sorry, Quinn. So him. I will give it to him.
I will look at everyone and see who looks the least stealthy.
Roll me an insight.
Sure. Hey.
Okay, so let me pop open some character sheets here.
Character.
Character.
It's probably Centagon.
Oh, should I have given it to Centagon instead? I could swap it.
Okay, Centagon does not look stealthy, but let me look at our other peeps here. And if I'm jumping you off the page you were on, I'm sorry. Okay. So as you're looking around, you sort of think that Ira and Centagon look equally non-stealthy, which being a giant turtle and also wearing high-heeled hooves rather makes sense.
All right. Well, she kind of slapped me with something, so I will just go ahead and return the favor and probably slap the shell a little bit too hard and have to shake out my hand. And I will use guidance.
Okay. Are you familiar with guidance? Oh, there we go.
Add a D4.
All right. So everyone roll me some stealthiness to not be attracting them. Okay.
Oh.
Stealth.
How do I?
Currently, I'm just
roll
track
roll.
Oh, damn.
Okay. So we have a 7, a 15. No. Yeah. A 7, a 15, a nat 20, and another 7. So, as y'all try to look kind of as unassuming as possible, Centagon manages to sort of like, you kind of like keep your head down and kind of like sift in with the middle of the group. Quinn looks like they like kind of like settles down and like slouches a little bit, and those who would be looking very, very hard would notice that some pouches rearranged, and they just appear to be like a traveling pot salesman. Not like pot, but like pot. And
Could be either.
that's how you get them. A little pot with a little pot. And then the other two, like you're like, okay, gotta blend in. So I will just talk about how I am definitely a health inspector. And like everyone's kind of like staring and like definitely like they're health and I guess clean up the back room, like what are you doing? And like, you know, during like some of the restaurant staff kind of like bolt inside, and some of the other people just sort of like look at you like it's probably not the best route to go if you're doing a surprise inspection. And as the buildings kind of get a little less fancy, you see the dead end that Diley was talking about looming up. And there is a one-story building at the end of it, and it looks pretty simple. It has some like the bottom part of it, like up to about halfway, looks like kind of logs, but like mushroom logs. And then there's some stonework. There are no windows, but there is a simple door. And it looks like a pretty normal-looking building.
Maybe we shouldn't go in through the front door.
Syntagon stops casting knock on the door.
Like,
I put my hand on Syntagon's shoulder again and I say, okay, cool. And then casually cast Death Ward.
Hank, you can't casually cast something with such a badass name.
You might feel a little tingle going through your body.
all right.
Whoa, what did you do?
What? I didn't do anything.
You
Let's go
touched...
find another way around.
you
And then
tou-
I slide away and start to find another entrance.
Okay. Make me an investigation or perception roll.
Ooh, let's go with perception.
I knew it.
Why don't I ever cast guidance on myself?
I was just about to ask.
I always forget. I'm a bad cleric.
I could guidance you.
So as you walk around the building, you are looking for another way in, and the building sort of seems to be pretty much the same on all sides. It's not exactly a square, but pretty close, and you don't see any other way in.
It sucks.
Just the front door.
I go over to everyone else. Well, I can't find anything, so I think there's only the front door. Unless there's a chimney.
There's no chimney that you can see.
I point to my shell. That's not going through to me.
Probably not.
I'm just gonna take a step back and kind of sidle over to Ira and like kind of hide behind her a little bit.
Hey, you got this. You seem like you're a kobold of hidden talents.
I mean, I don't have a shield. I mean, I could blast it. Maybe. I mean, do you want there to be a door? I could make it not be a door there. Maybe. I could do
That's
that.
so cool.
I mean, maybe. I
Maybe
could try to
do it.
blow it up, or we could just open it. I mean, that's up to you. I mean, the way you're looking, though, maybe we should just all hide behind you, and maybe. Or maybe we could vote and see who opens the door.
Maybe we should take a couple minutes to watch and see who comes in and out. Like 2 minutes.
Okay.
Sure.
Are you just standing there in the open, or are you like scootily dooting somewhere and trying to hide?
Hide.
Okay. Roll me a stealth check.
I will cast guidance.
I will guidance myself.
Okay. On Syntagon.
Thanks.
You got this.
I really do.
I don't. I did so well.
Okay.
Flew too close to the sun.
Okay. Okay. And
So does Nickel Sniff see that like they're very apprehensive about opening said door?
yeah.
Okay. Well, tell you what. Seeing as how I owe you my life, I will open the door. Just this once.
Oh.
And Nickel Sniff's gonna go and approach the door and try to make sure that Quinn doesn't grab the door, and she's just gonna open it. Just kind of peek in.
Okay. So as everyone kind of is like, all right, let's just watch this, and you're like, I got this, and stride forward, and you open the door a peek, and you look in, and you see what looks to be a reception area, and there is a desk there. And there is a female dwarf sitting at the desk. And she does she notice? And she kind of like looks at the door. And it sort of seems like she notices you, but she doesn't really say anything. She just sort of like looks quizzically.
Inspection time. We're here to inspect your floors. I'm just gonna walk in and pretend like I know what I'm doing.
Roll me a deception.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna cash in one of my advantages on this.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. And she kind of like looks at you very quizzically and says, they should know that we don't do inspections here.
I have it on high authority from Captain Barzil Witzel that we were supposed to be here last week. This needs to be done right now. We need to get through this area, and I'll be inspecting the floors. We're just going to let all these people through. They're moving on to the next inspection.
All these people, how many people do you have with you?
I mean, maybe it was just me, but I'm going to turn around and like look back through the door and see what everyone's doing.
I can't hear you from where I am. I don't know what's going on.
There's just a few other party members that are going to come in, and they're just going to help with the inspection. And if you pass, we won't say anything about anything. All right?
Party members.
And I'm just going to wave everybody in. Just kind of do this motion.
Well,
Yeah, I'll
visitors
come on
have
in.
to check in, so if you could just fill this out, I'll go ahead and make sure that you get the proper badging and make sure that nobody bothers you while you're checking us out. There are some rooms that are prohibited. There are some, we do some work here that is a little experimental. So we'll just make sure that you only do the floors that are in safe areas.
Absolutely. We have the head inspector coming right through. I'm going to motion to Ira as she hopefully is walking through.
Yeah. I'll casually flash my Arathis holy symbol and act like I'm real tired. I'm like, oh man, third one today, am I right?
Well, just this clipboard, please. Just sign your names and the company you're with, if you're citywide or privately owned. And I'll go ahead and clear it with my boss, and we can go ahead and get this started. I don't want to waste any of your time. We like to run a very efficient ship here.
Of course. Oh, wow. Looks like they haven't had an inspection in a while. No wonder there's such a rush job on this one.
Oh, no, we've never been inspected.
Goodness gracious, what's the
Nickel
world
Smith's
coming
gonna
to?
do the white glove finger thing on, some tables or whatever's available.
There's a seating area, and all of it is like really clean. Like the best prestidigitators probably could not clean something as well as it is cleaned in here. It is like spotless, and as you're sort of looking around, everything seems to be like very nice on the inside, much nicer than you'd think of it on the outside. The floors, if you do look at them, seem to be like they're stone, but they're totally flat, and well polished, and like, again, very nice looking.
Well, looks like this will be a quick one, so that'll be good.
Like I was telling your friend, there are some rooms that are prohibited due to the risk factor. If you would like to inspect those as well, we may have a waiver for you.
Oh, of course. I wouldn't expect anything else.
Are you interested in inspecting those rooms then?
Yes.
Absolutely. We have to, right here, I'm going to pull out like a piece of paper from my pack and pretend to be checking for said rooms.
And
look
inside,
at and Quinn.
Inside, Ira is so like proud of how well Nickel Smith is running this con. I'm just like, oh my gosh.
And she
Cold after my own heart.
She kind of digs in her desk and she pulls out some papers and hands them out to you that look like waivers. And they're written in several different languages.
I'm going to use my... Where is it? I mean, somewhere. I have a spell where I can read all languages.
Comprehend languages?
It's yes, but it's all. I don't know if that's the. Where is it? I'm so sorry. I just need a book in front of me. That'll be good.
From my charlatan background, I'm gonna sign this with my false identity.
Okay.
Which is like Harren's the clerk.
Okay.
Where is it?
My sweetie, you never come on stream.
Aww.
The elusive Shiba beast.
So many blessed kitties.
So you forge your signature perfectly. Are you reading through it, or are you just signing and handing it back? I know Nicholson is reading.
I'm gonna read through it just to see what's there, see if there's any information to glean.
So all of the warnings seem to be more or less the same. There are warnings about temporary memory loss, a feeling of potential dislocation, disembodiment of self from body. There are warnings of highly experimental magic, artifacts that you are basically signing that you will not steal from this place under persecution most high. And the acknowledgement that this building and the people in it are not responsible for any accidents, incidents, or injuries that may occur while inside of the facility.
I'm just going to kind of like read it off under my breath in common so that everyone else can hear what it says, and then scribble my name.
And as you sign, she'll take them back and she like stamps them as she gets them. Do Quinn and Centagon sign.
Standing awkwardly in the doorway looking at these papers, it's like, I am not very good at this stuff.
Centagon is mostly kind of like staring at Quinn. Yeah, signing, right. Okay, I can sign things, sure.
Centagon, you have to you have to be more like in the part for this, okay? Like,
oh,
really? You know? I signed the letter Q. and then hand it back.
Stamps it.
I signed the letter R.
Takes it, stamps it, and kind of like she holds the papers up and goes like this, and when she does, they just vanish. And there's like a little puff of smoke. And she says, "Most excellent. I will go and let my boss know that you'll be touring through our rooms. Please feel free to take a seat, and I will be back here shortly." And she stands up, and she looks to be probably like middle-aged for a dwarf. She's got some pretty like intricate beard braids going on, just little side fuzzle braids, and her hair is very long and intricately woven. And she kind of like gives you a nod, and you can see that she's dressed very smartly. And she walks through a door in the back, which you can hear lock after she passes through it.
Quinn has intense regret about this entire situation.
What do we do? 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 What do we do?
I don't know.
Look to Era. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? What do we do?
There was a bit of a blip there.
Yeah. So Syntagon looks towards you and is like, "What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? What do we do?"
Well, now is an opportunity. We can either wait for the boss, or we can.
Who's
move
the
on.
boss?
Yeah.
Outdoor voice.
Who's the boss?
Syntagon, who's the boss?
Someone who might recognize you.
I don't know who the boss is. Do I know who the boss is?
Well, you might think it's Blink. It's the only other person you know that's associated with this thing.
It could be Blink.
You might think it's Jyra.
It could be
'cause
Jyra.
Also associated.
Do you think she has a new body already?
I don't know. I mean, that one was just made of metal. It could have just been a remote control body, which kept her real body safe.
Ah!
And you hear a click, and then the door opens again, and this tall, very, very strikingly attractive, kind of ambiguous drow walks through with this long silver hair that's braided back along the sides but hangs pretty loose. And they've got like some face tattoos that are like glowing silver, and wearing a lab coat and looking very smart and professional, kind of youngish, but really laid back at the same time. And they extend a hand and they say, I'm Belky. Very nice to meet you. I hear you're our
Who's the hand extended
inspectors."
to? Who is the hand extended to? All of us?
Just generally extended to everyone for whoever takes it first.
All right. Hello, Bilky. I am Parents. I am leading this team of inspectors.
Oh, well, we've never had an inspection before, so I think you'll find our facilities quite up to snuff. I was told by Deetra that you all signed the waivers, which is very good.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to begin?
You're very attractive.
Well, thank you. You don't look so bad yourself.
Insight check if they're like just attractive or maybe like symmetrical.
How symmetrical is your face? Yeah, you can roll perception or insight or investigation. The big three.
I'm not going to roll
perception is-
anything.
I don't know. They're just real good looking.
Okay, so even with an 11, you can tell like this person is pretty, but the tattoos are definitely not symmetrical on their face. Like they're like one side seems to be a bit more like kind of elegantly line work, and the other almost seems like a little more jaggedy runish, and definitely all sort of flows together, but at the same time sort of like a fire and ice kind of feel to it, where it's like kind of like this beautiful elegance, but also almost like this danger kind of. And Belky says, well, now that the pleasantries are out of the way, perhaps you would enjoy, unless you would like to start here, of course.
Nicholsmith has been investigating this area already.
Very efficient. We love efficiency here. If you're ever up for a different job, give me a call.
Hey. Can Nicholsmith do... I can't talk today. Can Nicholsmith do a history check? Or like some sort of... Would the tattoo... Would she recognize based on her... Because she's such a bookworm. Would she recognize anything unusual or familiar with the tattoos?
Yeah, make me a history roll. Okay, so you'll notice that the half of his face that's sort of a little more like intricate seems to be a bit more fey, and the other half seems to be more in the style of shoot, why am I blanking on this? Like the races of the Underdark. So it sort of seems to be embracing like this Underdark side while also this fey elegance.
Okay.
They don't really seem to mean anything, just sort of like when people get like tribal tattoos or whatever, they don't really like seem to like represent anything. It's more of a stylistic choice. Gotcha. And he where's my thing? Where's my reveal? There's my reveal areas. They open a door into the next room, and the one that the dwarf had disappeared behind, and gesture for you to enter ahead of them.
Okay, my monitor is terrible, but maybe I'm not doing something right on Roll20. I'm not seeing the map. I see a giant black piece, black box.
Zoom out a little bit. Which should be in the upper right hand next to like the big scroll bar. There's a little tiny scroll bar.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. I think that works. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. So they gesture for you to go ahead and go into the next room.
I go in last.
I'll go ahead and go in first.
Okay, so you enter this room, and you see there are like pegs up against the wall, and you see a bunch of different tools hanging from the pegs. Some of them look to be like kind of metal workers' tools, and other of them seem to be arcane implements that are hanging up. And there are a number of chairs in here as well, and some of them look like they could recline back almost into like kind of like lazy boys essentially, only the D&D version of lazy boys. And Belky follows behind Quinn and smells very nice, and like kind of like that fresh clean, but also like a little bit of warm spice to it. And they close the door, and you hear it like auto lock behind you.
You smell like laundry detergent and aftershave.
Oh, I did clean my laundry recently, and it's always nice to appeal to the senses. So are you flooring inspection or everything? I can explain to you what these different implements do if you're interested.
Absolutely.
Well, you see, these are for metalworking. We do use a number of metal implements in our experiments here. Enchanting metal, armor is a very, very valuable skill to have, enchanting metal. And here you can see these are more arcane in nature. Some enchanting implements, some rune inscribers, and the like.
Nicholsmith's gonna like grab one and inspect it really close and like make sure that there's no dust on it and put it back.
Again, like obsessively clean. Are you picking up one of the arcane implements or one of the metalworking implements?
One of the metalworking.
Okay. Make me an investigation roll. Okay. Yep, looks good.
Looks great.
I'd like to put my fingers on the lazy boys, the D&D lazy boys, and just kind of try to see what their purpose is, I guess.
Okay. As you put your fingers on it, make me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
As you put your fingers on it, you really, really have the unresistible urge to just blurt something out from your childhood. What would it be?
You know, everyone, my parents were really good healers during the war. My hands come off.
Belky kind of looks like, that's very nice of them. I'm sure you have some of their skill.
Why are you sure of that?
You have very kind eyes.
I go over to the next chair.
Are you also touching it?
I'm gonna put my finger down on it.
Make a wisdom save. You suddenly want to blurt out something very embarrassing from your adolescence.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't really good at school. I was really not good at school. I failed all my classes and I wasn't very cute. I had really bad acne. Yep.
Q, are you okay?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm fine. I go over to the next chair.
Are you touching it?
I touch it.
Make a wisdom saving throw. Beautiful.
Oh
At this moment, your most, I really don't want to say this thing that you feel comes out.
That I feel.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be what I feel.
Yep.
You know, Syndagon, I really wish I could tell you everything.
It broke up! It's breaking up! No, hang on, it's
everything
breaking
that's
up.
happening right now, but I just don't really want to. Okay, my finger comes off.
It broke up! It literally broke up right as you said whatever you said.
no.
I heard you know, Centagon. I really wish I could tell you everything that, and then it started breaking up.
How many chairs are left?
There is only one left.
But me and chat didn't hear it. No!
Oh, no. Nickel Sniff is going to look at Quinn and try to go over to the chair and touch it first. She seems like Quinn's really embarrassed about things right now and feels like that would be the appropriate move.
Oh, thank God. Okay, thanks. Wow, that's really awesome of you.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Hey, all right.
As you go up and you touch it, why are you touching this chair? And why does Quinn look so embarrassed? You don't remember anything that Quinn just said or why you are touching this chair.
Do I remember that I'm supposed to be inspecting at least?
Yeah, you just don't remember any of the effects of the chairs.
I'm gonna sit down in it.
Okay. Seems fine. It's really comfortable, actually. Yeah.
I'm gonna.
What was this drow's name again? Belky?
Belky.
Belky. It seems that these do have. We did sign waivers to the effect, but do you have any anything to protect against this? I mean, you must have to deal with this all the time. Do you personally have any sort of protection against these sorts of effects?
Well, when I do have to deal with them, I just use a very big stick. And he kind of gives a smile, a roguish smile, and says, not really. I just don't touch them. We have a very, very stout of will person that mostly deals with them if they need moved. One of the things we like to research here is memory loss. So it's very helpful in jogging old memories to come back up.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
Repression and the tricks and tools that people use to repress things from, and he gestures to the first one, their childhood, their adolescence, and their current state. Of course, it's all sort of relative to the age of the person. If you're still a child, they'll all be from your childhood, and just, maybe more infancy and middle childhood and now. And this last one gestures to the one that Nicklesniff is now lounging in quite comfortably. That one is the tricky one. Makes you forget about the chairs.
What?
Huh.
Well, not that they exist, just, their properties. And even as he's saying this, Nicklesniff, like, explaining what the chairs do, you're like, okay, got it. And as soon as he stops talking about one chair, you just don't remember what that chair does, and then talks about the next one. As soon as he stops, who knows?
Cool.
So you personally don't have any protection against this. I feel like I want to cast Charm Person on him.
Don't.
You may.
Oh no, everyone.
I mean, I don't want to do that if other people aren't cool with it, but...
You wouldn't know.
Okay.
I was going to say, what would your character do?
That's true. Yeah. So I'll just...
WWID.
Yeah. Ira's gonna lay on a hand and be like, so that's really interesting.
Is this which saving throw is this?
Wisdom?
Okay.
Let me try it. I'm trying to click it, but it's not coming up in chat.
And I'm going to use another advantage on this.
Oh no.
Cashing in those advantages. Okay.
We're only one room in. Oh no, everyone.
Is there some kind of reason? No, that's coming up.
So does 15 beat your spell save? What is your spell
My
save?
spell save is 16.
16. All right. You successfully cast Charm Person. I'm going to see if I can look it up.
I don't know why, but I can't click this spell. I can click Sacred Flame.
There you go.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. All right. Okay. Okay. And it lasts for an hour. Regards you as a friendly acquaintance and knows that it is charmed by the end of it. Okay.
Okay. So I'll ask Nicklesmith to get off the chairs, and I'll be like, Bilky, Nicklesmith was talking about how comfortable that last chair is. Perhaps you would like to give it a quick sit.
I know what it does, though. I could sit in it, but
Yeah.
there are much other comfortable things to sit in here, in other rooms. I mean, would you like to see them? You're totally free to.
Yeah, sure.
I mean,
do you need to escort us though? I mean, we're friends. So,
of course, we're friends. I don't want you to get hurt or lost, of course, but if you insist, I can just stay here.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that's what I was saying. Like, maybe you would like to take a load off.
Oh, I do work pretty hard. Hard. Are
Yeah,
you sure you don't want to
I
spend
worry
some
about
time?
you sometimes.
Well, I feel like you work really hard too. You have several jobs now, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah. Oh gosh, inspecting so many things. Music law, gosh,
Yes.
bird law.
Well, if you'd like to catch up, please let me know.
Oh, always. You are one of my best friends.
You sure you don't want me to come with you? I would tell you what everything is and make sure that you don't get, in any danger. I just worry, with you touching everything so far, that some things are a bit more dangerous. If you feel prepared to handle it, of course. And
Well, if we have any questions, we know where you will be.
of course. And they smile very kindly at you, and they kind of make a sigil in the air, and you hear some clicks as it would appear that the locks come undone, and Belky kind of stretches, and they say, well, if you need me, just, I'll be there.
Okay. Turn to everyone else. We have an hour.
Oh God, let's go.
Okay. I'll cast Expeditious Retreat on myself.
Okay. So are you going into the next room?
I'll dash into the next room.
Okay.
The gun, slow down.
So in the next room, there are tables, and instantly, Syntagon, these are the tables. This is where, your memories were pulled out. This is where, and you're looking around, and on these walls, you see charms, breathers, collars. For those of you that have never been up to the surface since everything was killed, you see these necklaces with this weird rune on it. You see these thick metal chokers with some things, and some of them seem to be broken or not as well done, and some of them seem to be just hanging from these pegs. And the tables have straps on them, for wrist restraints and leg restraints and head restraints. And there are these strange, kind of feelers that just sort of wiggle around the top of each of the tables where, your head would go.
I imagine Syntagon's reaction is very similar to Ace Ventura: Back to Nature when he finds the Room of Death.
Okay, but now you have to read. There we go.
There is no one currently in this room, though. There are about 4 tables laid out, and there's probably 20 plus of these collars on the wall, and then more breathers beyond that. You do notice that there seems to be a panel in the wall here that is dark but seems to be glass.
Is he the only one in there, or have we all followed by now?
You can
I
all
definitely followed immediately after him.
So you all can see this, though the rest of you would not know what this room is for.
This is where they did it. This is where they took all my memories.
Are you okay? You okay?
Nope.
Roll me a perception, Syntagon. Okay. Everyone else roll me a perception as well. Consistent.
And this is how we all die, everyone.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you're looking around. You notice that there's kind of a big storage bin off in one of the corners, this corner, but you can't really see what's in it. It seems to be like almost like a trough, but you can't really see what might be inside of it. And Syntagon, you do not remember this being here last time you were here.
I don't remember that though. But don't go near the feeler things on the tables. They
wiggle seductively at you.
I'm really tempted to fireball them.
Maybe you could open it with a mage hand?
I was just going to say, I'm going to use Mage Hand to go over and what do we want to inspect? And Nicklesniff is going to ask, hey, what do you want to look at?
The
I
trough.
have a hand so we can touch things without touching them. It's pretty great.
That kind of sounds wrong, but okay.
It's a good touch. Don't worry.
There's a trough at the end of the room that wasn't here last time.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and cast Mage Hand.
Okay.
And move the floating hand, which of course is like a kobold hand.
And like, as soon as you do it, like Syntagon's like, "Oh, you mean mage hand?" Like,
And is it how many feet away? It can go 30 feet
Yeah, you
away.
can get there.
Okay. Perfect.
And are you gonna like try to like pull up what's in it, or like just lift
I'm gonna
it?
kind of like tip it up and kind of see if we can peek in, not knowing what might be in it.
So as you peek in, you see a couple of things. You see a lot of the same kind of chokers, but each of them is broken in half. And you see one very large bit of metal that is burned into Scrat's memory. Very large piece of metal that looks like this.
no.
And as you're looking at it, you're pretty sure that could span the size of a person. And Syntagon, if you're looking in as well, it looks pretty much the exact same size and shape as what you were wearing.
Yeah, I'll Look, they put one of those things in me. Look, I've got a scar, and he'll like do the off-shoulder robe thing and like show his back, where like there's a big that-shaped scar in his back. The bottom part lets you breathe on the surface. The top part messes with your head. I pull my robe back up.
Roll me an investigation or insight, Syntagon.
Oh boy. I'll definitely be investigating though, because I am a wizard.
Wizard. Okay. So you're thinking you had one of those on your back. The only other person that you know of that probably had one would have been Puck. And you're kind of looking at all these collars, and they all seem to be broken in the same way that Cordassa's broke, in the same way that Charlie's broke.
So would I be putting together that Puck did it?
You would be probably putting together that big one came out of Puck, and the smaller ones probably came off of people that were up there.
Like some kind of secondary revolution again or something? The big one, Puck was probably the only other person I know to get one of them put in them, and the little ones are like the necklaces that people wear on the surface to let them breathe and be controlled like slaves. And they're all broken.
That means there's a lot of people here then. Can I investigate the glass? Is it one way?
Yes.
Are we on the right side or the wrong side?
You may investigate the glass.
Can I do a perception check?
Yes, you may perceive the glass.
No, I may not. For like the 12th time.
Hang on. Let me roll a chaos die.
Should we remind Quinn at any point that they have an automatic success to use?
You should. But I think I'm going to save it for something really important.
So as you're perceiving, you're like, this probably is magic. Yeah, this looks magic.
I know so much about magic, everyone. This is magic. I am of the mindset right now that I need to touch things, so I might go over and touch it.
Do you like
Index finger.
So you poke it and kind of nothing seems to happen, and as you pull your finger back, you see a finger-sized like hole. Not hole, but like visible patch in the glass that you can look through. That seems to be clear.
I look through.
Okay, so as you look through, it's just like a tiny bit.
Make a wisdom saving throw. I'm just kidding.
You see a very weird sight on the other side. There is there's somebody is like playing a lute, like, and it seems like they're like really jamming out all this lute. You see this centaur dancing to it. You see what looks to be a gnoll, possibly like rapping. This woman is giving out like these pastries and these baked goods, and it seems to be like a party almost on the other side. There are a couple what you would be able to tell are clerics kind of cloistered together, like kind of talking to each other. And there's some weird guy doing a dance with a sock, and seems to be like talking to the sock.
Isn't it gone?
Yeah.
You didn't tell me about the party room part?
There's a party room?
I feel like you were holding back on me.
If there was a party room, I don't remember it.
Just look at this.
I'll go and look at this. Do I see the same thing?
So you look through, and as you're looking through, you see Glonzo, Glitterguts, playing a lute. And you see Ratbite seeming to rap next to him. You see all of these. You see Tay talking in a corner to some other people you recognize. You see Phaedra dancing. These are all people that were part of your memory reenactment. And Ella is like serving them all these baked goods. And there seems to be... It's not the people that you've met that you like weren't supposed to, like your sister and her friend, or Red or Yurden. These are all people that were supposed to be part of the reenactment.
Oh. I don't know. They're people who helped me on the journey, but they helped me when my mind was controlled, so they could be like actors who were in on it, or they could be forced to be doing things against their will. I don't know.
The stuff that's on the glass, is it like a mildew, or is it like... Oh, I couldn't tell. It was magic.
Magic!
Magic! There's no door in this room, right?
There is a door this way. But there's the window there, which I made really small. I should really make that bigger in a different color. Make it blue.
Let's keep moving.
Yeah, I can't wait to get out of this room, to be honest.
Yeah.
Dash into the next room.
You dash into the next room, and it is just distressingly full of Warforged everywhere. Warforged parts, Warforged arms. you remember the tiny, like, little warforge that popped up off of RoboGyra's cloak, and there are those here. There are a couple models of what looks like Gyra that don't seem to be totally finished or put together. They seem to be in rough condition. Some of them are fully put together, but not moving.
I am instantly terrified.
Quinn, I'm scared.
I grab Syntagon by like the back of his shirt and room. Hey, everyone, let's not stay in this room. Let's move on to the next room.
Everyone make a perception roll.
I hate this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spooky.
Oh, natural 20!
So
Duality of man.
3 of you are absolutely convinced that this is a dead end and there's nowhere else to go from here. But Quinn, in a rare stroke of I know what's going on, you see a door that seems to be kind of hidden among the Warforged. They're like in the corner. That it looks like it's really maybe not necessarily supposed to be obvious that it's there at all.
Here's the door, everyone. It's so obvious. It's over here.
Wait, what?
Where?
Behind the
I'm
robot?
pretty sure there's no door over there.
I head right over to this door
Okay.
with a handful of Syntagon's shirt.
Okay, so you get there and do you go through the door?
Yeah.
Okay. There is a very small room on the other side of it. And there seems to be like a sleeping quarters and also like an observation chair. You can tell that there's another one of the weird windows that leads into the same room. There's some bookshelves and there are like 5 posters of this shifter woman on the walls that seem to be drawn by hand, like not like they're like varying quality, like someone kept drawing the same person over and over again and gradually we're getting better over time. And there are a lot of sketches of this rune, more carefully drawn, about the room, like kind of pinned to the wall as well.
Is there no other door?
You're not seeing another door.
Let's search that bookshelf.
Okay. Roll me a perception or investigation. Okay. So you look through the bookshelf and a lot of them seem to be tomes on like construction, metalworking, runic type things that you would anticipate someone who worked here to be interested in. And you're kind of like looking through the titles. You see several copies of this same book about this person named Gyra Switchleaf. And you see some spell books that seem to be written in a very strange language as you're kind of looking them over and kind of putting them back. This looks like a wizard's room. And you see like hidden in the bookshelves there are kind of like flasks of potions of questionable color. And you find one book that just has many, many sketches of different faces. And as you kind of thumb through it, you see one of this drow. You see the dwarf. You see an older looking gnome lady. You see a male kobold. You see a female Goliath, and a couple of these faces you feel like you've seen somewhere before, but maybe just like faces in a crowd. And then you see some humans and some other, and you see and one of them is a child tiefling that looks kind of a lot like Syntagon.
Everything okay?
Anything good?
I've found, pictures of different, like, if you were a shapeshifter and you didn't want to have to draw, like, go from memory or just make something up, you would probably use models. And I'll hold up first the one of was it the dwarf from the front? So I'll be like, dwarf from the front, the pretty drow person, and then I'll end on this young Syntagon.
Syntagon, looking at that's not you, but it's definitely you-ish.
Yeah, I don't recognize that. Kind of looks like me, huh?
Oh,
A
yeah.
little bit.
Quinn, you recognize it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that drow one looks like the person that we left in the
I
chair
guess-
room.
Yeah, they're the same person as the dwarf, probably.
Does it look
Seems-
like it?
Definitely looks like it.
Hey everyone, I just want to you can all stay here and keep looking. I'm just gonna check the front real quick and just do a quick look around. Okay, I just want to quality control the path we just took. Don't worry, I'll be right back. And then I'm gonna retrace steps.
Okay. Everyone who's staying in the room, make me a perception roll.
You know, we had a conversation about this. Quinn can take a hit, so I should stay here.
I stayed and I'm not seeing anything.
Okay. With the 17, coming from the room. I don't want that. I want select move. Coming from what seemed to be the room, like to this side of the room, you hear this really faint noise that sounds like kind of clicking and movement. And Quinn, you are retracing your steps. Where are you going?
Stealthily. I'm going to go very stealthily. In fact, I'm going to talk myself into going really stealthily.
Are you going to go successfully stealthily, or
No. I'm just gonna tell myself, okay, you gotta go really quietly. You don't just look around, just real quick. You don't even need to stay very long. You're just looking around. I'm gonna cast guidance on myself.
okay?
You also still have Blessing of the Trickster, I believe.
Is that I can stack that?
I believe so. As long as this is from different sources, like you couldn't double guidance yourself or like double bardic inspiration yourself, but if you have like guidance and bardic inspiration, you can use them both.
Does that give me advantage?
Yes.
Okay.
So advantage, and then your 1d4.
Okay.
Okay.
And then I will add 22.
Okay. And how far back are you going?
Well, I'm going to go. Oh God, I'm going to look into the room that had all the chairs in it.
Where you left the guy or the homie?
Yep.
Okay, so you creep, and pretty much as soon as Quinn leaves the room, y'all can't hear them anymore. And you creep into this room, and you see this small boy standing there looking around this young tiefling, and he looks up at you and he says, "Hi."
Insight check.
Okay. Doesn't really make sense that this person is here. It could be real. It could be a trap. Could be a trick. And you recognize it. We all know who it is.
Yeah.
And he looks up and he says, "I'm lost. Are you lost too?"
Oh boy. Wow, you're really good at spotting things. You know what? I am lost. I don't know how I got in here.
Oh. Well, there's a door. But usually there's other people here. There's someone scary. Have you met them?
Who's scary?
It's a big lady. She's made of metal. She hits people sometimes. She never hit me, though.
No, well, maybe we should stay away from that. Why don't I walk you out?
I'm supposed to wait here, though.
Says who?
The lady. They took my mom.
Who's your mom?
Her name's Cordassa.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I don't think she's definitely not in here, so why don't we go outside?
Cassie Zoom.
If she can't find me?
You know, I think that I'm going to help you, so I'm going to help you find her.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah. That sounds really good.
Okay.
What's your name?
R. Just the letter R.
Your parents must have really liked you because that sounds really easy to write.
Yeah, it's really easy to sign on papers, too.
Mine's really hard.
Yeah? What is it?
It's Centagon. Mommy says I'm named after my dad, but I've never met him before. She says he's off saving the world.
That sounds like it's a really important job.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know him, but I'm really proud. My dad's a good guy.
You know, I don't think it's safe in here, so I'm going to put out my hand for the child.
The child will take it.
And I will start to guide them outside.
Okay. They kind of hesitantly follow you.
I am going to, behind my back with my other hand, this is going to be a sleight of hand, going to cast Sending.
Yes.
No.
Okay. And who are you sending to?
I'm sending a message. I'm sending it to Ira.
Okay.
Okay.
Honey.
In my head, I say, there's a trap out here. You have to find another way out. Don't back the way you came. Don't let Centagon know.
And I'll go back. Absolutely, of course. And I will try and lead them through, so back into, I guess, the look. I trust Quinn. Quinn says that we kind of need to. There's something unsafe there. If we run into that guy again, he's my friend, so I feel like we got this handled. Let's go back through the other room.
As you're saying this, you all hear from the same room next to you. Woof. Woof.
I did hear scratching from there before.
And Quinn, I will need you to make me. What is this? A wisdom? Yeah, wisdom saving throw.
Sure, that's what I'm gonna do.
Been so good at wisdom saving throws all session.
Yeah. I've gotten 3 15s on my wisdom saving throws. Incredible.
So, are you familiar with the spell Modify Memory?
Yeah.
Yes. And you find yourself holding the hand of this child, and you remember Cordassa telling you to bring him to her, and she was just in the next room, but she had to take care of something first. And as you're walking through the reception area, you kind of look at this child and remember, oh man, like we were just talking about this, how this kid wanders all the time, and he was trying to leave, and I was supposed to take him back to her. And nothing in here is really dangerous. I mean, it's just some magic stuff, and she's like just in the back room.
Where were we going?
You said you knew where Mommy was. That I shouldn't wander off again.
No, yeah, she's back here. I don't know where I was. Let's go back here. She's over here.
Thanks, Quinn.
Did Ira say anything to the rest of us that were with her when she received the message?
She said that there was a trap. Yeah. And then you heard woofing from the other side of the wall.
Do you guys hear that?
I do, but there's a trap?
Yeah, that woofing is weird, but we should go back around south and then to the east.
Well, if there's a trap, then where's Quinn?
Oh no.
Quinn warned me about it and said that we should go around to avoid it. It seemed like they got out of it, though. They would have asked for help, I assume, if they needed it.
And as you're saying this, Quinn comes into the room next to you. You can see through the doorway, and is holding the hand of this small tiefling boy with little high-heeled hooves and this very Centagon look, and kind of like a more pinkish purple to his skin. And he looks up at Centagon and gives kind of a sad smile, lets go of Quinn's hand, and snaps. And that's where we're going to end the session.
Oh my.
Oh my gosh.
How we feeling?
Oh, you're evil.
Good. I got chills.
It's only a week until next episode, y'all.
I'm fine.
Oh
It's whatever. I'm fine.
Everything's good.
I don't even care. It's whatever.
I mean, based off your memories, this seems logical, right?
Yeah, this I don't understand where I was going, man. That's obviously
Little kid needs help, you know?
Yeah. And I love helping children.
Yeah. All right. So
the
yes.
weird thing is, as like a trickster domain cleric, I also have the spell modify memory. So if we ever figure out what happened, I could use that to give you your memory back.
That would be awesome.
For the 24 hours. I can't do it for Syntagon because that's too far gone. But
Syntagon, too far gone.
His breakout album.
It's Rat Bites breakout album. All right, so chat, I see that everything is fine. It is, of course, everything's fine.
That is something that has been said repeatedly, that everything is fine. Chat is clearly on the fine checks. The quality checks of fine in chat are fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Shall we go around and say hello to everyone? Say who you are, where we can find you online, and all the wonderful things that you do. And what your favourite part of today's episode was. We'll go in reverse order, so we'll start with Sarah!
Oh, God. Hi, everyone. That's me. You can find me at Sarah Somatic on Twitter. I produce and DM the actual play podcast, Sacrosanct RP. Oh, boy. Yeah, that's me. Wow. I literally did not have a part of this session that I was not enjoying thoroughly, including, like, going through this terrible maze of rooms and knowing that doom is around the corner, and then finally we get to the point where it's kind of like, hey, yeah, Blink's been in here the whole time. I'm crying. It's okay. I'm fine. I'm crying. Don't worry.
Thank you. Next around, let's go to Linnea Glasser.
So I'm Linnea. You can find me on Twitter at Linnea Glasser. And I've written a lot of interactive fiction. I'm actually in the middle of doing a module which is like Chutes and Ladders. You got to fight your way through a Chutes and Ladders board. Look out for that coming pretty soon. And this was a real fun session. Like top to bottom, there was kind of a bit of a duality of stuff.
Yeah.
Going on.
Heavy.
Can't wait to see what happens.
Heavy juxtaposition in places. My God. Next around, we have Brynn.
Hi, I'm Brynn. You can find me on Twitter at Bernard too, because Bernard is a nickname, if you're wondering. I've had it forever. But Bernard was taken, so I'm Bernard too. And that's just gonna have to be how it's gonna be. And I'm just a big old nerd. According to all my coworkers who might or might not be watching, I'm an old lady geek. And as you can tell from the terrible, I didn't do too terribly, I guess, with Roll20 today, but I'm definitely a pen and paper geek, and it's been a while introducing myself to new technologies. And I work for Geek Squad, so you think I'd be great with technology, but sometimes you gotta have an off day, right? My favorite part about tonight was honestly getting like because I haven't been able to follow all of the streams. So getting more information and getting kind of the backstory and like watching all your faces as you're going through and like, oh my God, what's going on? So it was cool. I enjoyed it. I can't wait to listen in and possibly come back and help out and cause more havoc.
Yeah, definitely. We'll have to get both of you back on again. It's been great. I know this season's full, but next season we'll be calling out for real soon. How did the two of you find it? First time with Roll20, right?
Oh, sorry, you kind of cut out there. What was that?
Sorry, new version of Roll20. We're trying to fix through the bugs and stuff. We definitely get you guys back next season at some point. You were absolutely fantastic. I know this season's already full, but if we get any dropouts or anything, I'll grab someone in. But yeah, first time using Roll20, how was it?
It was fun. It was a little I feel like I should have played with it beforehand a little bit, but with my failing computer, I don't want to talk about it. But with my failing computer, it made it a little bit difficult. So the only thing that I wasn't quite sure of was the spells, but I think it was just that I was zoomed in too far, and once I figured out the zoom feature that you guys told me about, I could see all the spells, and that was much better. So thanks for the help.
How about Linnea? It was your first time too, right?
Yeah, also my first time. I definitely messed up the spell, and that was because there was like a dialogue box that popped up that asked me at what level I wanted to cast a spell, and I wasn't seeing that because I've got so many things on only one screen.
That trips up a lot of people.
Keep track of it all. Yeah, it felt good after I played with it for a while, but for sure I spent like yesterday and some of the day before being like, how does this all work? How do I arrange it all? How do I get this all going? Yeah,
well, 2 monitors would have been great.
Yes.
Yeah. Last but not least, Holly.
Hi, I'm Holly. I'm Sagephilia on Twitter. You can find me here on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Oh gosh, my favorite part. Kind of the look on Sarah's face upon realizing that Quinn may or may not have been flirting with potentially the big bad. Just like that moment of clarity was absolutely priceless. That moment of like, oh no.
It's awkward, like unintentional flirting. It just comes out. There's just a stream from Quinn's head to their mouth. And
I just call it cerebral vomit, where it's just sort of like bleh. I also loved the Nickel Sniff and Ira's just being like, oh yeah, we're inspectors, and then just flying color successes on all of it, and just being like, here's everything. Like, here's the keys to the castle, here's all the liquor you can handle, like everything's great. Yeah, y'all are totally inspectors. Like, that was fantastic. I think y'all had really good chemistry, and like, and of course, Cyntagon's growing horror with each high-heeled hoof step through this terrible place. Like, yes, let's tally ho.
You're evil, Holly.
Yeah. We only have to deal with my evilness for 2 more sessions. Folks, 2 more sessions.
It makes me more scared. My favorite part, I don't know. No, it's easy. When Zoom broke up and I didn't hear Quinn's deep, like, current thought that I didn't want to say. Like, that's the worst and the best. Like, damn. I enjoyed all the roleplay and everything, but that was just so poetic. It's unbelievable. And you can bet I'll be talking to Zoom again tomorrow. Like, God damn it, look at this clip. Look at what happened.
Look what I have lost out on.
Yeah, you don't understand. Yeah. So, as for me, I don't do all shout-outs and all that sort of thing. I just get my bot to do it for me. So go and check out all the links that the bot is currently spamming in chat. You can find all of our social links, places you can find us online, places you can contact us and interact with our community. You can also find a load of information about our sponsors, Mage Hand Press and Bird in the Storm Publishing, whom we're very grateful to because they make this all possible. We've got a bunch of websites where you can get 10 to 15% discount. I suggest you go and check them out. They're also awesome. We are going to go on a raid. We're going to go and say hi to Kent Weebs, who has done their makeup today, and they look phenomenal. So let's go and give them some compliments, because I know sometimes, like, I think they're a little nervous about their makeup. So, like, let's just go and give them a huge boost, okay? Like, let's do that. Raid cry, good question. This is fine comes to mind, just for the amount of times it was said. I mean, how symmetrical is your face is one, but like, vote. This is fine, hands up. How symmetrical is your face, hands up.
I think they're like, how symmetrical is your face?
Right, cool. That's one vote for how symmetrical is your face. Great, let's go. Okay. We will be back next week. Well, we'll be back tomorrow with a rerun of of Doors of Daenerys from Monday's session. So if you missed Mondays, you can catch it up on Friday. We can raid with both. You guys can do whichever one you like. We'll be back on Monday at 2 p.m. for Completely Normal for our next week of streaming. We'll be back at the same time next week with Raven and Sarah all together for the last time, as it will be Raven's last show, and another two new to the channel streamers, or new to the channel players, or whatever you want to call them. And yeah, keep evoking emotions, everyone. We will see you next time. Bye!